Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan released a public version of his country's first ever national security policy, also called as NSP 2022, on 14th January 2022 as India was celebrating Pongal, Lohri, Bogi and various other festivals. The policy holds up economic security as the core element of national security and continues relying on Pakistan's Islamic identity to keep its citizens together. While the full 110-page NSP document remains classified, a shorter 48 pages unclassified version has been publicly released. The NSP is valid for a 5-year period from 2022 to 2026 but will be reviewed at the end of each year. According to the document, Pakistan's NSP has been in the making since 2014 and has been framed after 7 years by the National Security Division. The NSP was cleared by the National Security Committee on December 27th and was approved by Pakistan's Federal Cabinet a day later. The National Security Policy of 2022 to 2026 centers on government's vision, which believes that the security of Pakistan rests in the security of its citizen. This citizen-centric approach to national security prioritizes national cohesion and the prosperity of people while guaranteeing fundamental rights and social justice without discrimination. The NSP places Pakistan's national security in a holistic framework. It states, in Pakistan, successive governments have articulated distinct policies on internal security, foreign policy, defense modernization, indigenization, economic growth, development, food security, climate changes, amongst others. Yet, Pakistan has lacked a comprehensive security policy that brings traditional and non-traditional strands of the security under one umbrella document to provide overarching directions and guidance. The national security policy has been envisioned to fill this void. To deal with these multiple strands, the NSP has been divided into 8 sections. I shall just briefly touch upon these sections one by one. Section 1 explains the policy formulation process, while conceptual elements of Pakistan's national security framework are explained in Section 2. Section 3 on national cohesion stipulates preservation of Pakistan's ideology and culture, mandating preservation of Islamic character as enshrined in the constitution of the diverse cultural heritage. It also acknowledged fissiparous tendencies within Pakistan. It prescribes strengthening the federal nature of Pakistan's structure by adhering to democratic principles, ensure harmony amongst federating units, territories of Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Kashmir through prudent policies implementation at all levels. Section 4, titled Securing Our Economic Future, states Pakistan's vital national security interests are best served by placing economic security as the core element of national security. The country's security imperatives in the next decade will be driven by the need to realize its economic potential while ensuring national cohesion, territorial integrity, internal security, and citizen welfare. Section 5 is titled as Defense and Territorial Integrity. It remains unsurprisingly focused on India, stating special attention is required to manage lingering border disputes which continue to pose security threats, particularly along the line of control and working boundary, where ceasefire violations by India threatens civilian lives and properties while endangering regional stability. Wanting to have 100 years of no war with India on one side, Pakistan in same breath accuses India of seeking to dominate the Indian Ocean. The NSP states, the self-professed role of any one country as so-called net security provider in the wider Indian Ocean region would affect the region's security and economic interests negatively. Specific attention is given to the nuclear balance with India. Pakistan's nuclear capability deters war through full-spectrum deterrence with the precincts of credible minimum nuclear deterrence. In concert with our conventional military capabilities and all elements of national power, the expansion of India's nuclear triad, open-ended statements on nuclear policy, and investment in the introduction of destabilizing the technologies disturb the strategic balance in the region. Pakistan's deterrence regime is vital and aimed for regional peace. Section 6 on internal security deals with terrorism, violent subnationalism, extremism, sectarianism, and organized crime. Section 7 on foreign policy in the changing world covers global realignments. Pakistan's key relationship and its overall approach towards diplomacy. Finally, in Section 8, titled Human Security, examines the population and the migration, health, security, climate and water security, food security, and gender security. The document has been received in Pakistan with mixed feelings. Prominent Pakistani strategist Aisha Siddiq quotes, "It's like summarizing a wish of list of contents for Pakistan and ambitions, but with no reference to dearth of resources or how will consensus be developed." Although the document looks promising and working towards normalization, one should bear in mind that Pakistan is driven by its armed forces and not democratically elected government. Many such documents have come to fore in past also. One of the latest being ceasefire with India, which has been violated quite a few times in last month. Therefore, believing Pakistan on any kind of aspect will be a futile effort. Pakistan's existence is on two major aspects: its religious affinity and Kashmir issue. None of these are controlled by civil administration. All these attempts seem to be a whitewash only to garner more loans from the IMF and trying hard to wriggle out from the mess it has created for itself from past 7 decades of downfall. So we take the NSP with a pinch of salt. Well, that's all friends. See you again with next episode of Analysis videos soon. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to it for such more like videos and also press the bell icon. Take care, stay safe.